my next trick, I will be snapping my neck in half. Now we get this going up to see how it looks. How do we look? How do we feel? How do we think? How do we squeal? Ooh, I fuck with this low-key. Oh, there's my 2 notifications. Let me guess, from the guy I blocked because I don't want to deal with his bitch. Probably can't get rid of it because of the blocking. Oh well. That's how Twitter.com works for you. Anywho, I wanted to prep something before I forget. I thought I could zoom into that. I cannot. So let me go to here. See if I can pull it up better here. I just want to pull something up because obviously, because for the live stream's sake, you know this is after the Thursday night game, so clearly it's nothing I can do here. That looks better. I don't use the YouTube post, whatever, but hey. We'll roll with it. I'm not even doing an fantasy update because whatever. I just don't even care. We're just going to do the video. We're just going to do the predictions. Oh, I didn't even bother to check. Whoops, I'm kind of stupid. I don't use the YouTube post, whatever, but hey. Okay, yep. We'll roll with it. I'm not even doing a fantasy update because whatever. I don't care. We're doing tricks on it. Works for me. We're balling. We're gonna go live in 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hello folks and welcome to the week 6 video live stream thingamabob, whatever we're calling it, of the 2025 and 2026 NFL season. I'm your host, the one and the only Blank Canadian Cat. I say meow, I roll intros, and I don't know why I keep saying that. I haven't really rolled an intro in a while, because between all the fan shit posts and these football videos, or the football live stream specifically, my options have been limited for doing intros. I mean, gaming videos have been recorded recently, so if I stop being lazy and edit those, we can maybe roll an intro. I should make a new one at this point too, because it's been so long since I've actually rolled it. I should just make the intro. I need to make a new intro. Especially since I never updated it from moving away from Wichita to living in Ohio now. So, and I've been here for year and a half. So it's an outdated intro anyway. We need to make a new one. Maybe we'll do that here in the future. But for now, we have a week 6 to get to, and I didn't even write down any shit down. I'm a day late and I still didn't write any of this shit down. Oh well, thank God I wrote it over here. So let's go back and take a look. Last week, the bad gets worse. And, not to say that a lot of people didn't suffer as well, because a lot of betting underdogs won outright, but what an interesting week it was. So for me, not only do I have a bad week, I finished worse than everyone in the Cat, Quack, Clay, and Dog picks. I went a solid 4-10 straight up, and 4-10 against the spread. You win some, you lose some, you deal with dumbasses. Arizona, I don't know what's going on. I'm stupid for staying on the Ravens even though everyone was out. Cleveland, I want to take a high flyer. Damn. Niners, Rams, I'm sucking at picking these divisional games. Miami blows. New York turn it over 40 times. Chargers are losing every one of their offensive linemen and running back to injuries. It's all a shit show. And I got greedy with my double spread. But yeah, bunch of losses brings me to 49, 28, and 1 straight up. 41 and 37 against the spread, and 35 and 43 on the totals. So those are catching up. We have plenty of time to make things right. And let's do it with the 15 games here. And before I begin, again, for those of you who are going to watch in the after of this, I'm doing this stream already after the Thursday game. And I mean, I could lie and say whatever, but I actually do have the message I pulled up onto YouTube. I wonder if I can get that going. Oh yeah, just move my face out of the way. But yeah, there it is. Shit, wrong button. Right below. I wonder if I could just zoom this in. Well, look at me messing around with shit. Oh, hold on. You go away. I don't know what the fuck this is. Damn, see, I have no idea what I'm doing. Am I not allowed to zoom? I guess not. I guess not. Fuck me sideways, I suppose. You know what? That's okay, though. That's okay. You can see it right there. My face out the way. I had Philly straight up. Line was at 7.5, and I took it. 40.5. I thought it was a low-scoring game. Turns out New York decided that they wanted it to be for real. Let me jump scare you with me just resuming this back in. And yeah. Peekaboo. So that's just already 0-3 before we can even get the week going. But, you know, hey, I've been on the bad end of divisional games for the last couple of weeks. So maybe this week, or so maybe just for future reference, because there's another divisional game next Thursday. So maybe just pick whatever I pick against me. Because apparently all these favorites are not covering these spreads and just flat out not winning outright. But yeah, so we already covered that. I'm not going to think twice. Let's move on to Sunday and Monday and get this stream on the roll. London game, we have Denver and New York. The Jets are the home team, but again, it's at Wembley. I believe it's Wembley. London, UK, either way. Denver's favored by 7, and the line's at 43.5. Now, I could talk about all sorts of things, but realistically, there's not much to talk about. And I'm going to say this, especially now, seeing how Philly and New York were. Anything's possible for sure, but I am not going to think twice. I'm taking Denver to win. Yeah. Denver's a better team. The Jets are probably one of the worst, if not the worst teams in the league. So, Denver, who I have as a dark horse Super Bowl contender, I'm going to take them to win. 7, it's pricey. I don't like it. And New York has a history of backdoor covering. But if Dallas can go to New York and win that game by multiple scores, I'm going to take Denver, who I think is a better team, to do the same thing. And if nothing else, Denver's defense is legit, more legit than the Cowboys, and can limit the Jets from doing too much. So give me that. On the line, 43.5. If there's anything the Jets are known for, it's garbage time points. They love to score them. And because of that, I'm taking the over. I guarantee you this is another one of them games where Denver runs up early, or just has a lot of scores, and not to say that they can't stop scoring, but they start playing more prevent in the fourth, and the Jets find some garbage time scores. The Jets and Justin Fields have been dominating garbage time more than anyone else, so credit to them. I'm taking the over. Next game on the list, we have the Browns in Pittsburgh taking on the Steelers. Now, Pitt's coming off the bye. Cleveland is not. Both last games were across the sea, over in Europe. So Pittsburgh travels back, gets that rest, but Cleveland is elected to not take that rest and go into the next game. So this could mean one of two things. Cleveland's going to be tired as hell and still trying to figure out their sleep schedule and body clock, and it's going to be hope for the best, or they're going to be more on a roll and Pittsburgh's going to still be a little rusty coming from that travel and the bye week. Either or is possible, but Pittsburgh's a better team, so I'm going to lean Pittsburgh. But for the sake of discussion and for the sake of keeping things interesting, give me Cleveland plus 5.5. Now, yes, Pittsburgh, for all intents and purposes, is better than Minnesota, who beat Cleveland last week. But how good is Pittsburgh really? I see the 3-1. I see what the offense, the defense is doing. But I'm not entirely sold, so I'm not gonna hedge myself on it too much. Going in 38.5. Again, I think there might be some rust or some uncertainty with Cleveland, and Pittsburgh could be rusty. So I think that just necessarily means both defenses might not be as top notch as they usually are, or they could be. Don't get me wrong. Either way, 30.5, little low for me. I'm gonna grab the over on it. It's not a confident over, but it's one of those overs where it's like, you take it, you run with it, you roll with it, you don't think twice on it. So yeah, Pittsburgh to win, Cleveland Clovers plus 5.5, and we're gonna go over 38.5. Next game on my list, the Chargers and Miami taking on the Dolphins. The Chargers, despite all their injuries, are 4.5-point favorites on the road, and the total's at 43.5. Miami. I don't know what to do with Miami. I really don't. I figured the Panthers game would be a layup, and you would think it was. They were up 17-0 at one point. But somehow, Miami just couldn't finish them. They let them crawl back in that game. Ended up being a battle in the fourth quarter, and Miami did nothing with it. They just didn't. So it's, what do you want me to do with Miami? And now you got the Chargers coming in, who have now lost 2 straight, and are dealing with injuries out the wazoo. Lyman is beat up to hell and back. Both Najee and Hampton are not going to be able in this game. So they're relying on Vidal, Haskins, and I think they just signed someone off the practice squad, but I don't remember the name. Chargers aren't going to have a lot of offense. God, this is what I get for doing these at 4:30 in the morning. Ugh. But then Miami, who, has some kind of offense, but what am I going to get from them? And then you got the Chargers as well. They trade away one of their safeties to grab Ravens pass rusher, Odafe Owe, who hasn't really done a whole lot. So is he a substitute for Mac while he's healing from his injury? I guess, but I don't know what you're going to get. And again, with this Chargers team, I don't know what to expect. They have legitimately no healthy offensive linemen, and their run game is going to be non-existent. Yeah, Herbert still got all his pass catchers. Keenan, Quentin, Ladd. Like, he has receivers, so he can throw to people, but he's going to have no line and probably no run game. Granted, Miami at this point, it can be a get-right game, because if Rico Dowdle can run for 200 yards on this defense, Vidal and Haskins maybe can do something, right? Right? I don't know. I will say either way, Miami is a complete mess, so I'm taking the Chargers just on principle. I don't think I can rely on Miami to do much, if anything. Like, if Herbert's going to have only 2.5 seconds or less to throw, I can bank on him throwing slants and quick passes to these receivers and then making plays. I can bet on that. Miami, I can't trust them to not... even if Miami gets up early in this game, I can't trust them not to implode on themselves. They imploded on against Carolina. What do you want from me? I can't. 4.5 is tricky. Fuck. I'm fucking tired. But I don't know what I'm going to get from the Chargers offense. Herbert might have to play hero ball to win this game. Miami, despite having an awful defense, they have an offense that has figured things out. So, admittedly, I hate this. I don't feel comfortable doing it. But because of the injuries, I'm going to take Miami plus 4.5. I don't think it's impossible if they were to win this game outright. Due to, again, mostly due to the Chargers not having offensive linemen and not having any running backs. So it's Herbert, please throw 40 times a game. Hopefully the receivers make a play. And defense, do your thing. I don't know what I'm going to expect from it. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is a low-scoring game. It's kind of boring. Miami might have a late lead and Chargers go for a game-winning drive. Chargers should realistically win this game by more than a touchdown, but again, with all those injuries, I don't know what to expect from them. I just don't. Total of 43.5. Everything in my mind is telling me to take the under, but Miami's defense is so bad. It feels risky to do this. Can the Chargers get a run game with what they got? Will Herbert have enough time to throw the ball? And will there not be so many holding penalties? I don't know. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I'm taking the under. Give me under 43.5. Chargers win. Miami covers. We're going to stay under. Next game on the list, we're going the Patriots at the Saints. Patriots are favored by 3.5. The total's at 45.5. Congratulations to the Saints on their first win. Everyone and their mother knows that regardless what happens, Alvin Kamara is more than likely going to be traded. Might as well get Keandre Miller more inducted into that defense like they did, or into that offense like they were doing last week. New England's kind of riding on an emotional high. You went into Buffalo and you beat Buffalo. You did enough. It was a sloppy, turnover-filled game in the first quarter, but then respectable defense on both sides the rest of the way through. So offenses go clicking in the third and fourth. Patriots just made more plays in the end. And I like the Saints, but they benefited from a lot of turnovers against a young Giants team still finding their footing. So I'm gonna be real. I'm just taking New England. Like I said, New England was my dark horse team to be a playoff team, and I think they're proving it week in week in. If they didn't have that 5 turnovers against Pittsburgh, they're sitting at 4-1. They'd be sitting at 4-1. So they're right there. This is a good team. Vrabel knows what he's doing. Drake May's taking that next step. I trust this team. I do. Line New England at 3.5. I'm taking it. I'm laying it. I like New Orleans. I'm not gonna insinuate they're a bad team. I mean, they are a bad team, but they're not as bad as we thought they would be. There's some heart there. There's a little bit of juice and something. I can't really call Spencer Rattler a bad QB. He hasn't been bad. He's played all right. I mean, I'm not going to call him top 20, but he's been all right. He's done enough. So it's what am I going to get? At the very least, it's not the quarterback's fault that they're 1-4. I mean, you could definitely an upgrade, but I don't think it's his fault. It's tricky, and maybe figure out what you're gonna do with the draft. Maybe just keep building up the O-line. Maybe find a new young receiver. I don't know, but we'll see how they do it. Yeah, they're losing this game. I think New England handles it start to finish. But I don't want to sneeze on the Saints. I don't. So for that, 45.5, I'm going to take the over. I think the Saints score some points. And I mean, 20, say a 27-21 game. I think the Saints could put up points. I think they could be interesting. Might be more of a garbage time touchdown in the end, but I think they're a little respectable. So, yeah, New England wins, cover 3.5, but I'm going to give enough respect to the Saints that I think they can keep some scoring going up. Give me over 45.5. Next game on the list, Seattle at Jacksonville. Now this game, I did not think I'd be here circling this game. Like, I see. But here we are, Seattle 3-2, and they looked really good even in the loss last week. Jacksonville 4-1, beating San Francisco, beating Kansas City. Maybe it's time to pay attention. Maybe. Jacksonville is a 1.5 point favorite at home, and the line is at 47.5 points. Jacksonville, their defense is what's been standing out mostly. Seattle, you want to believe in the defense, but it's been inconsistent. And it might be Tampa's injured or not, but Seattle's offense kind of looks respectable. And again, like I said, emotional highs from winning critical games. Jacksonville coming up emotional high. You beat Kansas City, especially in that fashion. There's kind of a high going on. So realistically, again, this is another one of those games I could see going either way. But if I gotta go with my gut, I'm gonna lean on the home team a little more. And again, it comes down to the same stuff. I think I still trust Trevor Lawrence over Sam Darnold. But then again, it's the defenses. And at this point, Jacksonville's defense might have a conversation for the best in football. I'm not ready to crown them that yet, but I think the conversation needs to be opened. And now they also just traded for Greg Newsome, who I know Cleveland fans respect to a degree. Or at least the one Cleveland fan I live with. So, there's a respect there. So, by the skin of the teeth, I'm going to take Jacksonville. And even the line has some skin of the teeth. Jags, as the home team, only favored by 1.5. Meaning if the game were in Seattle, it might be a little bit bigger spread for them. But either way, if you're taking the Jags, you're laying the 1.5. It's a small price. They're not going to get many 1-point games. And totals at 47.5. I like Seattle's offense, and I think they could make noise. But I'm going to lean on Jacksonville's defense being their staple more so than their offense. Could it get to the 40s? Could it get high 40s? It could. But I'm going to lean under 47.5 on that. Jags win, Jags covered, under 47.5. Next game, we have the Cardinals and Indy take on the Colts. Colts 6.5 favorites, totals of 47.5. I'm not putting more than 2 seconds of thought into this. Arizona, I fucking hate you, and I hope everyone gets fired. Kyler, you're cool, but I'm expecting at this point that you need to be traded because it's clearly not working in Arizona. Kyler, please demand a trade. Please go somewhere that actually is a more competent and serious organization for your own sake. Yeah, I'm taking the Colts. I'm taking the 6.5. I mean, there's also a chance Kyler. I'm hearing reports Kyler might not even play this game. It was an injury scare or something. I don't know how serious it is, but either way, 6.5. I think that's really easy, and I'm not gonna think twice on it. Give me that total of 47.5. Colts are very good at having these 40-6 games, so it's one of those like 47.5, a little bit hard to get to. But push comes to shove, I think the defense does enough, and I don't think the offense needs to score 40 again. And especially because, you know, a lot of those chances they had to go for 2 or had a kicker or whatever. So I'm going to go under here. 37-10. It gets there. It gets very close, but we're going to stay under. Next game, we have the Rams in Baltimore taking on the Ravens. Baltimore still injured to hell and back, and I have no reason to expect Marlon, Roquan, Lamar, any of these guys to play. Kyle might be back. Pat Ricard is practicing more now, finally. So maybe. But if it's Cooper Rush starting again, I'm not going to be dumb. Give me the Rams. I don't trust this defense worth a damn. Give me the -7.5. It's big, it's heavy, but damn this defense. It doesn't really matter who's out there. That defense does not look good, and I'm not thinking twice. Total's at 44.5. If the Texans score 40, the Rams can score 40. But so maybe the Colts will figure it out and be a little more smarter, but we shall see. Either way is what it is. I'll take the over in that. And again, it's just, it is what it is. Rams win, Rams cover, over 44.5. Not much to discuss. Everyone's hurt, so there's no point. On the next game, Dallas and Carolina. Cowboys 3-point favorites. Totaled on a very high, 49.5. Now, I was talking with Justin earlier. We had a little chat about this game. This feels very trap gamey for Dallas. This feels like a game Dallas is just gonna blunder for some reason. There's scares, there's uncertainties. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I can't find it within myself to pick Carolina. If there's one thing Carolina does, even if they win a game, they're not going to win back-to-backs. They're not going to do it. So give me Dallas. Give me the 3 to cover. 49.5 seems like a lot, but if Dallas can put up 30 plus on the Jets without CeeDee Lamb and half their O-line, I'll give it to them. So yeah, Dallas to win, Dallas to cover, over 49.5, and I'm actually going to be right back. I got to go do something really quick. Hopefully I'll edit this out after the stream's over, but I will be right back. arg. Also, another problem with the live stream format. Ay, ay, ay. And then my YouTube resets. Can't have shit ever. Thanks, YouTube. I'm doing tricks on it. Blah, blah, blah. 5 and a 4 and a 3, 2, 1. 5 and a 4 and a 3, 2, 1. 5 and a 4 and a 3, 2, 1. Alright, I'm back. Hopefully I can edit that, and if not, well, shit. Next thing we're going to look at is Tennessee in Las Vegas taking on the Raiders. A game I really don't care about. We're on a roll with games I don't care about. This game especially. Congrats Tennessee. Shout out for winning and making the Cardinals look even dumber than ever. I get that this is two bad teams. But man. Seeing that the Raiders are favored by 4.5 feels ultra disgusting. But Tennessee kind of was gifted a win because Arizona's a poorly run organization. And Vegas, again, it comes down to best players. Genty, Max Crosby, Brock Bowers. I don't know if he's healthy or not. Raiders have been a mess all season. So I'm going to do the bitch-ass move with doing these picks. I'm going to take Vegas to win. But after everything I've seen, I am not laying 4.5 to this team. No, thank you. I am going to pass. So even though it's not the comforting move, give me Tennessee plus 4.5. On the line's 41.5. I don't trust either offense. I don't really trust either defense. But at this point, I don't trust really either offense. So I'm going to go under the 41.5. 20 to 13 kind of game. Or I guess because I'm covering 17, 13. 16, 13. I don't know. This game's going to be ass. And I feel sorry because I think this is on that 4 o'clock schedule. So I feel bad for anyone who has to watch it. I'm sorry. Now, in another game that'll be hopefully a lot more interesting, we have San Francisco in Tampa. Both teams are 4-1. Both teams look really great. And if healthy, both teams can make a run. Tampa Bay being the home team, favored by 3, so it's pretty much a neutral vibe. And total of 47.5. Now, San Fran. I have not been paying attention to the injury updates lately, so I don't know who's playing and who isn't. I can tell you, checking fantasy, the lineups, it looks like Ricky Pearsall might give it a go. So, at the very least, there's a receiver. I still don't know if it's Mac or Brock. Too late to check. And I think either or, because of that, and the way Tampa's playing right now, the way that Emeka Egbuka has surged into this player. And I mean, it's hard to win games in the NFL, especially when you're injured. And it's one thing to be a divisional game where, everything's on the table. And another one where it's, it's just interconference. So, short and simple, Tampa's the home team. I'm going to take the home team. It would not surprise me if San Francisco won this. But it'll be interesting to see San Fran 5-1 with as many injuries as they've had. But yeah, Tampa to win, -3. You just take it. You move on. 47.5. I think because, again, like I said, because of all those San Francisco injuries, and I know Tampa's been dealing with injuries on the defense themselves, give me the over in this one. Baker has been on a roll, and I can imagine him putting up plenty of points here. Home game, have at it. San Fran, clearly they can just put up points with Kendrick Bourne as their receiver. So anything's possible. Next one, we have the Bengals in Green Bay. Packers are laying a grand slapping 14.5. And the total's at 44.5. Cincy's had enough with the Jake Browning experience. And with any quarterback out there possibly for the grabbing, they chose to grab Cleveland's Joe Flacco. Very interesting of all places to call, like, hey, Cleveland. Yeah, that 40-year-old that you just benched, we want him. We'll give you a 5th, but we want a 6th back. I think that's what that was just. So it's like, sure. I mean, way to get rid of Kenny Pickett and then now Joe Flacco. So now you got two rookies, and you're gonna have to pull a guy from the practice squad probably, which I think Bailey Zappi is their practice squad guy. So bunch of young guys with a lot of non-experience. So we'll see how that works. But Flacco goes to town, comes to Cincy. They name him starter. Hey, go play Green Bay. I know you went like 50 plus minutes in the game with you had with Cleveland without scoring anything. But here, go into Green Bay, figure out a way to score. We'll give you a Jamar and T. Except our O line's a lot worse than Cleveland's, so worse O line, better receivers, balance, I guess. Who knows? Green Bay's coming off a bye. No way Green Bay loses to Flacco twice in a row. I'm taking the Packers to win. And I say this as a spirit of the Bengals were a team who were on the plus side of a double-digit spread. And there were points in that game where I thought, maybe they can miraculously backdoor cover. But then I also noticed before kickoff, that spread went down to 9.5. So does that mean the double-digit spread theory is still not in play? Is it dead? Is it still alive? Who knows? But since he's really bad, Green Bay's really good. No way they're going to let Joe Flacco do the same thing they did to them last time. And since his defense is nowhere near Cleveland's, I'm going to lay the 14.5. I think we'll be fine. I'm considering it broken. The double-digit rule broken. It went 2 games thanks to Buffalo. Buffalo's 2 games. And yeah, I'm not going to think twice. And again, 44.5. If you're going to cover 14, you got to get your numbers up. And I think, giving Joe, Jamar, and T whatever O-line he can get, he's going to throw it up. He's just going to let those two go make a play more often than not. I guarantee it. So I'm going to go over 44.5. I can imagine Green Bay will be most of this. But, 37-10, 37-14, 40-17, like something like that. I think it's very possible. Green Bay wins. They cover that large number of 14.5. And we're going over 44.5. Sunday night game, we have Detroit and Kansas City. Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites, and that totals all the way a big high 52.5. KC's defense, as far as I'm concerned, has taken a step back. Detroit's in a move, finding their rhythm. Arbitrary stat that no one cares about, but I'm pretty sure Jared Goff is undefeated in his career against Mahomes. Granted, the last time the two played, Chiefs didn't have Kelsey, so would you rather not have Kelsey or have this Kelsey now, who's kind of washed up, but, age, old, veteran, blah, blah, blah. I get it's in KC, so that's probably why they are the favorite, but I do think Detroit's a better team, and I don't think it's much of a discussion. Give me Detroit to go into Kansas City, win that game, and obviously give me the plus 2.5. I just think Detroit's a better team. Now, do you maybe want to play the ref ball bullshit that somehow gives Kansas City an eked out win and screws over Detroit? Maybe, possibly, probably. I'm not going to play that game. I think Detroit's a better team. I think they go into Kansas City. I don't think the Chiefs are that great at this moment. I mean, their offense is figuring things out, so credit to the offense. But I don't know what to do with that defense. I just don't know what to do with them. So, give me Detroit. Have them cover. And again, because I don't know what to do with the defense, and I trust both teams to score points. It's big. It's gaudy. We don't like it, but give me over 52.5. I think both teams should score plenty. I think both teams could easily get into the 30s. Or we can have another game like we had on Monday. 31-28. 34-27. Something like that. I think that's doable for this team. Detroit, cover, over. And then 2 Monday night games because the NFL does not know what they're doing with Monday Night Football. So here we go, another double Monday. So screw us, I guess. First one's an interesting one. We have Buffalo and Atlanta. This 2 teams that never know how to win when it matters most. Haha. Sorry, Chris. Buffalo just lost to New England, so they're going to be upset. I don't really care for Atlanta. They haven't shown me anything yet. Give me Buffalo on the road, taking care of Atlanta. Spread's only a measly 4.5. Again, I don't think Atlanta is anywhere near the team that Buffalo is. So 4.5 feels easy to me. Now, if Buffalo can't cover this number, that brings us more questions on Buffalo than anything else. But I'm going to trust that Buffalo knows what they're doing. So give me that. 49.5. That's a little too high for me. If New England's defense, which I mean, yes, credit to their defense, obviously, holds them to 20, could Atlanta hold them to 27, to 30? Yeah, maybe. And then Atlanta against Buffalo, I'm not expecting much. Could you get a 30-20 game? I don't think it's a 0% possibility, but it's not one I would bet on. So for that reason, I'm going under the 49.5. Bills win. They cover 4.5 in Atlanta, under 49.5. And the final one, arguably should have named this video after that and not Jacksonville, but hey, it's Jacksonville's more interesting to me right now than these two teams, so you see why. Chicago in DC taking on the Commanders. Remember last year, when I'm pretty sure DC was the favorite and Chicago almost won that game, should have won that game. It was ugly, it was sloppy, but Caleb did everything he needed to do to win that game, so it should have been a win. And then Chicago's defense played poorly on a Hail Mary coverage and tipped the ball straight to a DC receiver for them to complete the Hail Mary and win that game. Here we are once again throwing these two into prime time. Washington figuring things out. We're dealing with health issues and all that. But I think they're turning a corner. I think they're figuring things out. I think we can give them credit. It's iffy, it's risky, and then Chicago, I still don't know how to feel. Especially now that they had a week 5 bye, it's just like they're kind of forgotten in the back of my head. So who knows? Who cares? It's one of those, I don't know what you want. I don't know. I'm going to take Washington to win the game. I think they're the better team. And I think Washington has plenty of opportunity to make noise, just in general. We're at the point in the season where it's like, who do you trust more? What do you think these teams could legitimately do? And how many of them do you think can have a legitimate run? Chicago, you're not focused on that. You're focused on making sure Caleb's the guy and building around him. You got pieces. You got youth. Win 7, 8 games here. That's all we're asking. Win the home games when you can. Get a nice 1 or 2 on the road. That's all you're open for, really. DC, you're coming off an NFC Championship appearance. And with Philly looking suspect, you had a division that's wide open. And who's to say you can't make that push now? So that's my logic behind that. I have no updates on Terry McLaurin, so I still don't know if he's playing or not. But like I said, Chicago played DC really well last time. And at 4.5, I'm willing to give Chicago the benefit of the doubt. I think they keep it close again. Give me Chicago plus 4.5. And as far as upsets go, it's not an upset I would pick, but it's on the higher end of, like, realistically upsets you're liking. We already had one. It was New York tonight. You're not taking the Jets. Browns, iffy. Miami, no. New Orleans, no. Arizona, God, no. Ravens, no. San Fran's 1, maybe. I like Detroit. But yeah, Chicago's up there with potential upsets you might like. But either way, give me 4.5. And 49.5 is really big for two teams whose offenses I'm not completely sold on yet. So give me the under in that one. I do not think both teams score more than 24 each. Now, could 30 to 24 happen? Probably. But I'm going to bet against it. So there you have it. I'm just going to go through the Sunday games and not exclude the Thursday one because you already know my results. Denver to win in London, cover the 7 and go over 43 against the Jets. Pittsburgh to win. Cleveland covers 5.5. I think the game is close. And it goes over 38.5. Chargers win. Chargers win. Miami covers the 4.5 because I don't trust the Chargers O-line or run game to really carry the game. And under 43.5, I think it's low scoring. I think it's sloppy. Tua probably throws a bad pick. It's not pretty. New England wins. New England covers in New Orleans and goes over 45.5. Jags win. Jags cover as a 1.5 point home favorite against Seattle. Low scoring game, go under 47.5. Colts win. Colts cover 6.5 against the Cardinals, who were uncertain who's going to be the QB because Kyler popped up on an injury report. And we'll go under 47.5. Rams win. Rams cover 7.5 in Baltimore against the Ravens. And we're going to go over 44.5 because I don't trust the Ravens defense regardless who's healthy. Dallas to win. Dallas to cover, and we'll go over 49.5. I don't trust either defense. Vegas to win. Tennessee to cover because this game's a shit show, so I'm not laying 4.5 to anyone. So I'm going to get one or the other. And we'll go under 41.5. Tampa to win. Tampa to cover -3 against San Francisco. And over 47.5. Packers to win. Packers to cover 2 touchdowns plus. Gross. And we'll go over 44.5 because if you're covering that high, you got to score a lot. Detroit to go into Kansas City and win that game. Be +2.5. And we're going to go over 52.5. I expect both teams to score, and I would not be surprised if both get over 30. Buffalo to win and Buffalo to cover 4.5 in Atlanta against the Falcons, but we're going to go low scoring, under 49.5. And Washington wins at home, but Chicago covers 4.5, and that also goes under 49.5. Those are their picks. I didn't write down the fantasy stuff, but I'll just be up front. Lost in the LOA, lost to the professionals, won again in Ante & Co. So, LOA and professionals, I'm 1-4. Ante & Co, I'm 4-1. That's all there is to it. And with that, that is all for me. Even with all the distractions and whatnot, I'm still under an hour. Probably because I didn't have to talk about an extra game. You know what? It's okay, though. It's okay. That is all for me. Thank you all for attending the stream. I'll see y'all next week. Hopefully, I'm not late next week. But until then, peace, love, and trust. Goodbye, everybody.